address 5 areas concerning that individual and his or her accomplishments, and include anecdotes illustrating points within the speech, and the time should be 5 to 7 minutes. We're going to be blessed in having Kathy speak for us tonight. She's a great speaker, and look forward to hearing your speech, Kathy.
Thank you, Hal. For our guest who said she's trying to decide whether or not she'd like to continue onward, Kathy is an advanced speaker, and she's speaking from an advanced book, Specialty Occasion Speeches. So then we'll give you a little taste. We have a couple of advanced speakers tonight. Give you a little taste of what's out there if you keep going forward. Kathy, unlike me, likes March. She seems to be a very positive thinker. She likes March because she thinks it's getting warmer. I like March because I think it's not getting warmer quick enough. But Kathy likes March because she's talking about shedding all these heavy layers of coats and scarves and mittens and seeing the buds on the trees and flowers bloom. So she's very happy this time of year. So since she's happy, let's get her up here while she's still happy for her speech, The All-American Boy. Kathy Johnson.
My brother Bill was an all-American boy. He was my best friend and playmate. He introduced me to music. We took family trips and watched him play in his team sports. We launched Rocket with my dad at a local farm and played many board games. In high school, he excelled in his classes and in athletics, including football, baseball, and basketball. He was quite charming and popular with the girls and his teachers. He graduated salutatorian of his class. He attended an Ivy League school and aspired to become a doctor. He was my hero. That was in 1979. When I was 16 years old, I was home alone and hanging out at my parents' house when the phone rang. It was my brother calling from Brown University, where he was a sophomore. We spoke for about 10 minutes. It was an unusual telephone call. He was emotional, saying I love you and miss you, which is out of character for him. I couldn't put my finger on it, but maybe it was the sound of his voice, the words that he used, or just the mere fact that he called when my parents were not home from work. I sensed that something was wrong. There was a red flag. During the conversation, I filled up with anxiety and fear. My heart was pounding. While I was listening to him, I remembered a television program that featured mental illness, and I thought maybe there was a connection, that he was having a mental breakdown. Immediately after our conversation, I called my mom. I said, I don't know what's wrong, but there's something wrong with Bill. For spring break, we came home via train from Providence, Rhode Island. On the way, the oncoming lights, the lights from the oncoming trains triggered a reaction and set him off. He was placed in an isolated car. When he came home, that was the beginning of many doctor's appointments and hospitalization for his mental illness. It was then that I lost the All-American Boy, my brother, to a diagnosis, schizophrenia. Despite the change, we were still connected. That was in 1980. Unfortunately, Bill did not finish his semester at Brown. He never forgave my parents for not allowing him to continue his education there. Despite his condition, after much struggle and determination, he managed to graduate from my alma mater, California University, with a B.S. in chemistry and a B.A. in physics. Next, he started graduate school at Carnegie Mellon University, but he didn't finish. This was in 1985. After unsuccessfully working in the scientific field, he ended up working in menial jobs and less stressful jobs, such as a janitor, grocery bagger, and supply clerk. My mom said that in most positions, he would usually fall apart after a couple of weeks. After a while, he could no longer work in the most basic jobs. Sadly, he lost his desire to work. Unfortunately, due to his mental illness and many hospitalizations, our family relationships were compromised. In January 2009, after a 10-year separation, my entire family was reunited for Christmas at the state mental hospital. During our visit, we talked a lot. Bill laughed at my dad's jokes. We ate the family's favorite holiday dessert, pumpkin roll. He and my mom drafted a letter voicing his recommendation to improve the mental health system. It was an emotional moment for me to have all of us harmoniously interacting again. It was a priceless holiday gift. I wanted to capture our reconciliation with the family photo, but was prohibited by hospital policy. In February of 2009, Bill was doing well enough that he was able to have his wish granted to have a weekend pass at home. In March of 2009, Bill was granted a second pass. One of the highlights of that visit was that he, his best friend, and my dad watched the television program, a basketball game on television. 3 days later, I received a layoff notice from work. When I called my mom to tell her the news, she was overwhelmed by the fact that my brother had not come home the night before. Today marks the second anniversary of his disappearance. For the next 2 days, I called my mom, asking if she had any news. Bill still had not come home. When I returned to home, on the second night I had a vision about my brother. The next evening, I got a phone call from my mom, and it was then that I knew that my only sibling, my all-American brother, had lost his battle, his 27-year battle with mental illness. He committed suicide. He was only 47 years old. He was found in the same location that I saw in my vision. It was then that I knew that I had a much stronger connection with my brother than I ever realized. To me, Bill was my role model. He taught me to persevere and not to give up. Despite his disability, he did the best he could with what he had. He was compassionate toward those less fortunate. His story gives me hope and strength. I admire him for his bravery and courage. I loved him then, I love him still, and I love him enough to let him go. And here's my brother Bill, my hero. May he rest in peace, Madam Postmaster.